My name is Audrey. I've been working with Robin for about 3 years now, doing Jin Shin Jyutsu off and on, mostly on. After I'd been working with Robin for about 6 months, she convinced me to do a 2-week intensive therapy. So we did, I think it was 10 sessions over the course of 2 weeks. And I noticed a huge difference after that. So mostly what I've been working on is I've suffered with migraines since I hit puberty. I've tried every therapy. Some of them I've tried twice. And I just don't find the relief for anything other than temporary. After we did the 2-week intensive class, or one-on-one work with her, what I found was that it made a huge difference. The biggest example the biggest kind of explanation I can give is that one of my biggest triggers over the summer has always been the thunderstorm. So when the air pressure starts to change over the summer, usually I can feel it a couple hours before the thunderstorm hits. And so at that point I was crawling into bed with an ice pack and some pretty heavy pain medication, and I would cover my head in a dark room and just hope for it to blow over as quickly as possible, because once the storm broke, usually my headache would break, but I suffered for hours and hours at a time until that happened. My dog also suffered, which sounds ridiculous, but she did. So my dog would crawl into the bathtub and shake, and so the two of us were quite the pair. She would lay in the bathroom floor and shake, and I would lay in bed with an ice pack, and we would both wait for everything to stop. About a week after the intensive therapy had kind of stopped and I was just doing the self-help stuff, there was a pretty significant storm that hit here in town, and I was busy at the house doing stuff, and I didn't notice the thunder clouds running in. I didn't notice any air pressure changes or anything like that until all of a sudden there was a crack of thunder that hit overhead that literally startled, like I screamed in the house, because I hadn't had any warning that it was coming for the first time that I could ever remember. And so sure enough, when I stopped to check on the dog, she had been hiding in the bathroom, and she had curled up in the tub. So I stopped and tried to comfort her for a few minutes, but all I did afterwards was stand on my balcony and watch the rain come down, because it was the first time, I think, in a really long time that I could just appreciate the rain and the thunderstorm and the lightning and all that in a really, really long time. And I think that was the point that I realized that, wow, this really does work. So that's, I think because it was such a dramatic difference over the course of a couple weeks, I think that that's something that I was really amazed that it wasn't... that it does work. I think because Robin is a friend, I'd given her the benefit of the doubt up until that point. But there was a real physical change and stuff in me, and for whatever, because of the Jin Shin Jyutsu, I went through thunderstorms for the whole rest of the summer with kind of a more relaxed feeling about the whole process. I've also done some of Robin's classes, and what I love about the Jin Shin Jyutsu is that it's not about Robin doing the treatment on me. It's about Robin teaching me how to treat myself so that I can keep working on it and stuff from that standpoint. So I'm not migraine free yet, but I keep working at it, and I think that the Jin Shin Jyutsu has made a big difference in the frequency and the severity, and I'll just keep plugging away at it because it works.